With more than 100 years, humanity has laid behind the walls in fear of the outside world. But with the little world still left behind, the walls grows greatnesses as geniuses, hunters, warriors, and men that is willing to defy all odds rises. Unfortunately, where light may shine is where darkness follow to gloom over. Events behind the wall cause this greatness to be shadowed by fear, dictators, cowards, corruptions, and scandals. The world being casted over by this darkness can only be relinquished by someone with the exact strength to use this darkness. Humanity behind the walls is a world that lives in darkness due to its corruption that suppresses its people, to which is the world that Erwin Smith is developed into, where even at his young age, he becomes curious of the history and order of his government. Curiosity comes with the questions, to where these questions were held for his father to answer. Now, Erwin's father had the same suspicion of the history behind humanity. So, in trust of his son, Erwin's father openly shared the gaps between the textbooks that held humanity's history. Young Erwin Smith having this knowledge in his disposal leads him to spread the same knowledge to others. It's what someone that young would do. Unfortunately, this leads the government to figure out that Erwin's father is spreading this information, leading them to have no other choice but to dispose of him. That tragic moment didn't uphold Erwin, but instead it endorsed him to believe the truth behind humanity's history is only fabricated. This supported his evidence, his father's evidence, and his own evidence to the theory even more. With this, it only furthers Erwin's agenda, no matter the sacrifice.
Then I came to lead my comrades, gave them orders and inspiring words. Be brave. Give your hearts to humanity. I played them all for fools. Myself too. And now, standing on this mountain of brave corpses, I have quite the view. Still, Grisha's secret lingers in the back of my mind. Even if this plan should fail, there's a chance that I could still reach that cellar. Before I die, I'd like to see it. The truth of our world.
One selfish desire may lead to a selfless goal for others. This belief stands strong with Erwin's agenda. As he stated, the comrades he fought and led behind were motivated for further of humanity and all past. But Erwin's agenda was only to expose the truth and enlighten his father, and his beliefs were only true. This desire pushed Erwin to the top, further succeeding himself to where many of his allies had fallen. In Erwin's eyes, this may be seen strictly as selfishness, but in the light of others, Erwin's desire and passion seem to be more.
When I realized the commander was still alive, I almost finished him off myself. But then, I recognized that would be a mercy. And I thought to myself that he ought to taste more of this hell. Suddenly, I understood. If we want to stand any chance against the Titans, we need a devil! I realized that's what Erwin is, and that it's my mission to bring him back! That's why a coward like me outlived the heroes around him, because Erwin needs to fight on!
Hanji, Levi, Flock, and plentiful others have admired Erwin's success. This success Erwin has maintained is not prevalent in the world and the walls. The leaders beforehand hadn't accomplished goals that pushed humanity with the risk that came from sending other soldiers out in the fields of Titans. Erwin's words were so set in desire that I can honestly admit to charging with him during many of his scenes as pleading my heart to humanity. To where I'm not in a conflicted lifestyle like most characters in Attack on Titan. But with this in mind, you can set to see Erwin Smith has a grave relevance to their world, due to his words, his belief, and his leadership. With a few statements and claims I've made, I think it's time I give you, the audiences, some questions for later to answer in the comments, or to keep in mind during the duration of the video. The first question we'll have linger is if the actions Erwin had taken ever justified the grand risks and lives made on the way. To clarify this risk is when Eren was captured by Reiner and Bertolt. Erwin took charge with his platoon and Titans chasing to stop the two from taking Eren. Now, the mission was a success, but it nearly wasn't. Erwin didn't count on Eren's founder powers to activate and save everyone that was left. Death follows all, especially at war, but this time it was led by their commander, who even lost his arm in the attack. The second question that lingers between many people's thoughts is, what if Levi had made the decision to make Erwin the Colossal Titan? How would that affect the rest of the story? In the Attack on Titan community, this question arouses plentiful different stories or theorists. Most known that Erwin would have sided with the Jaegerist or Eren's agenda. With a certainty, I can agree with this theory, but my thoughts have swiveled that things for our characters would have been difficult to achieve. Because as an amazing commander Erwin was, his goal would have been achieved after becoming the Colossal Titan and gaining the knowledge from Eren's basement, right? Yeah, Eren's basement. Because after the battle between Zeke, Reiner, and Bertolt, the squad would have went straight to Eren's basement, revealing the truth. Now, my statement being Erwin could have possibly lost all drive to his goal finally being achieved. Now, of course, I don't literally mean all drive. I mean that in a figurative way, as in his purpose have been revised. His purpose will be revised or even lesser than what it was before, where Erwin wouldn't take the same gambles as he did before as a commander. That possibility can happen. The change of someone's dilemma of their goals will altercate. Erwin Smith, the man to realize the darkness of his world, and instead of letting that darkness corrupt himself, Erwin instead uses his darkness to complete his own endeavors. In doing so, this selfish act led to a variety of humanity's success behind the walls. In many ways, humanity's leaders have all had their own self-desire. It is that desire that allows us to act for more than just us. We can make our goals to implement it on saving humanity, as Erwin did.